Hello friends and welcome to Zonadiscgolf. We have another review of a Spanish disc golf course, in this case the Monte do Gozo in Santiago de Compostela in Galicia, western Spain. This is an already existing course, but it has a new layout, a new competition layout that has just hosted a Spanish championship. And to comment it, we have one of the players that participated in this championship, Nelson Zurdo. Nelson, welcome.
Thank you very much, Calixto. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, Santiago de Compostela is a very well-known course which has, this is the competition layout. This is a par 64, it's a 2,200 meters long. We have plenty of par 5s and par 4s, and it has some extra added services like, hostel inside the property, so it has some advantages for hosting big events.
A great hostel. I stayed there not so long time ago, and it was great. It's right in the course.
Okay, let's check out with this par 5, 198 meters. We have a first part which is basically an open field, and we have a mando there in the track at the end.
Yeah, it's reachable. It's around 120 meters, and it's pretty reachable. But you wanna be on the left side of the fairway.
We see a broken tree because there was a big storm the days before, but it has already been repaired. We see that the drop zone for the missed mandos, and then we reach that small forest where you really have to be careful with the height. No, it's quite a low ceiling.
It's super low ceiling. It's also, I would say that it's wooded, and you don't wanna roll vertical with your disc because it can roll down to the concrete that is right at the right.
Okay, we see some. The autumn leaves in the ground, but it was still an excellent weather, and it was in middle October, and it was a very pleasant season. Hole number 2, par 4, 176 meters, pure downhill. You gotta let the disc fly.
I don't know anyone who doesn't love this hole, because it's like what we all want. It's just throwing downhill, super long distance, and yeah, it's for releasing all the tension from hole 1. I love it.
You really have to be careful not to flip your disc and go
Exactly.
OB right. But if you fall on the left part, you have an approach that can be tougher or easier depending on your distance, and you just have to be careful of this OB long.
Yeah, exactly. And wind used to come from left to right, so your disc will flip if you are a righty.
Yeah, we can see in the flags, and we will see in other holes that it was quite a windy day when we recorded this video, so it was extra difficulty. Par 3, 96 meters, pure uphill, and we have to be careful not to let the disc fade into those left trees.
Exactly, because normally there is OB there. I think you can see it from here. And I think the game is just to play a huge hyzer if you have the power, or just try to get sneaky and get close to the basket underneath the tree.
Okay, those baskets are Latitude 64 Pro baskets, top quality, and concrete tee pads combined with some turf tee pads. Hole number 4, par 4, 129 meters. It's quite a tricky one. It was.
Exactly.
Different ways to reach the basket.
Exactly. A lot of people trying to go above the trees, and the people who play more conservative used to throw the disc at this right area that we are seeing right now, where there is this little ditch. And from there you have an easy approach, and then you have your birdie, which is is great. Yeah.
This is one of the 2 or 3 holes that were quite generous to get some birdies, no?
Yeah, I think it was one of the easiest par 4s for sure.
So hole number 5, par 3, 117 meters, and there is a clear difference there because those trees are blocking all the discs that are not able to reach the basket. It's quite hard to reach the basket.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have this little area where you can throw the disc, but it's also a low ceiling, and you have to be very careful. And arriving there with enough power to reach the basket is pretty tough. So people with big arms were trying to go above the trees and land in circle 1. I mean, that was the game. If not, play por par. That's all.
Okay, here we see the sign there, Parque Monte do Gozo. This is a public park, which is the Monte do Gozo is very near the end of the St. James pilgrimage. That is why it's so famous, and it's very well maintained by public
It's a lovely
authorities.
park. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge property and it's super well maintained. And I don't know, for me, from my point of view, I think you can put like 3 courses there. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah,
I loved
it's
it.
huge.
Yeah.
We see another of the effects of the recent storm, but they're going to repair it. And this is pure uphill. You really have to be powerful, but be careful with the height of your disc. It's not easy at all.
Yeah, it's not easy, but also, I mean, for me, the dangerous part is after these trees that we are seeing there, because then it gets super. I mean, you come from the trees, so there's not so much wind, and then after passing them, it gets windy, but windy.
And a very elevated basket. We have seen some rollaways, and it's not easy to
Yeah.
to put that height and with strong width, as we can see in the flag. It's not easy at all, this path.
Yeah, I mean, look at this flag. I mean, it's screaming right now. I can even hear it.
Okay, hole number 7, the famous L, 180 meters par 4, and it's a very demanding. It's a pure left dogleg. We have a mando, you see, in these first 3, and you really gotta go straight and turn left.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think this is one of the toughest hole of the course for sure, because I mean, people get confident, overconfident actually, and they try to reach this corner that we have here, and most of the time your disc will fade or you will end up touching those leaves that you have at the right. So you are playing for position, and it's not easy at all, because also a lot of people are going deep there.
Yeah, if you try to get the shortcut, it happened to me. You can easily go OB all the time, and then you lose the stroke and you gain no distance. So you really have to be careful. We also saw some of the top players trying to play pure hyzer, sky hyzer, try to respecting the mando and trying to land in this area on their first shot, but it's a very demanding shot.
You have around 150 meters arm. I think you can reach it. I mean, I know a guy who has it hacked. The guy who won actually the last tournament.
Yeah, Leon Blanco. And then we still have this left OB, and we have the basket here protected. So you really have to be if you play very conservatively in that corner, you are not able to reach that basket, and you're basically playing for bogey. So you really have to be a bit aggressive and conservative at the same time, which is quite hard.
And also let me tell you that OB is not as far as you think.
Hole 8, par 4, 193 meters. This is I would say maybe an easier hole. We have distance and we have 2 mandos, but are basic stock long distance shots, no?
Yeah, so basically the mandos are telling you to go where the drone is going, to take this route at the left of what you would consider the fairway, and then you have to come a little bit right. So, but basically is so wide that they don't really interact with your game. What interacts in this hole, I would say, is the green area, because you have an OB pretty close to the basket and you can't get too greedy on your approach.
Yeah. The problem is that if your second shot is far away from the basket and you do try to reach the green, it's very easy to skip OB right in this image. And
I saw it happening so many times.
Okay, we are ending up this front nine with hole 9, par 3, 87 meters, pure uphill. If you are precise and you have the distance, you can really reach this green.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe with a turnover or maybe a good forehand.
But as you said very well, you need the power, because ground play doesn't really exist, because the disc used to get stuck and there are branches and all. So you need to low ceiling with power. It's a Calvin Heimburg hole totally, and also it's not super far, but it's a forest, so it's tough to get to the green. But after what you come from with the front nine, I think it's a good reward.
Okay, we are checking out here the pilgrims of that St. James pilgrimage, and we say that we have some added value in this course. We have a nearby airport, we have all the hotels and the hostels inside the property and nearby, even the restaurants nearby. The cultural interest of Santiago de Compostela is a very touristic city. Mm-hmm. And they have already the experience, no? They are organizing a beat here some 4 or 5 years.
Yes, exactly.
Long, no?
Yeah.
The Jacobeo Open.
I think it was great. I heard a lot of good commentaries about them, about these B tiers, and I'm looking forward to go to one of them actually because I love the place. I mean, the course is gorgeous. And yeah, it's great.
And a lot of international players are going to this B tier, same as the Open de España in Oviedo nearby. Okay, we're still uphill. Hole 10, par 4, 104 meters, and I think it was maybe the toughest hole in this course. No, it's another dog leg, but this time it's uphill. It's very, very tough.
I think that's pure cruelty in a hole. I can't say anything else because that's the definition of low ceiling. I mean, myself, and I'm not a tall guy at all, it was so tight. Look at this. This is like 1 meter and 20 maybe. So you need to place your shot very well. Because if not, you will get super stuck and you can take a 6 or a 7 easily.
That is true. I managed to make my par on the last round.
Did you?
But you really have to be very precise. Yeah, that's true.
My gosh, Calixto. I
that second part.
you. That's
the
great.
second part of the hole is flatter, and it's really, really nice.
Wow, congrats on that part.
Hole number 11, par 3, 89 meters. We have a double mando here so you have to make the corridor, and then maybe you need a powerful forehand to reach the basket or a powerful turnover. There are some. This is a course that is I find quite complete, no, from left and right holes.
It's super well balanced, I think. Also, the lefties, they were pretty happy because most of the courses are made for righties, and this one is pretty balanced. You have your forehand shots and your backhand shots, and this one, for example, is not. I would say is a must. I mean, you need to throw a forehand for sure because for a turnover it needs to be a super late flip disc.
Yeah, this is hole 12, par 3, 70 meters. This was a new hole because there was some damage on the storm, and it was impossible to make that long corridor that we see on the right of the image. But it was a very well thought shot. You will have OB left, and you really need a Stockheiser, but you have to reach the basket because the OB is not that far away.
No, it's not at all. I actually saw iPad for 3, and I made it with some luck, but it's tough because the green is tight and it gets skippy, very skippy. So you need to throw something not too overstable that doesn't skip that much.
Yeah, those dry leaves of those cypresses are great for a skip. Hole 13, par 3, 100 meters. So we have that first corridor here, and then it opens up again to do one of those 3 baskets are maybe the most exposed to the wind. And we have some constant winds here, and it seems like the wind is following the slope, and it makes some funny things around. Those holes you have to be precise on your putting and then your approach with so much wind.
Yes, you do. And this one in particular, this was one of my favorites because you have like a tight line at the beginning, like the one before actually, but this one you can choose between a turnover and a forehand. I think this one is more, let's say, permissive with your shot. I loved it.
Okay. Hole 14, par 3, 82 meters. This is one of those must-get birdies if you are playing for victory.
Yeah.
But the OB line is here very, very near of the basket, and we have a second elevated basket, so putting is not easy at all.
Yeah, actually, it gets open here. I mean, right now we are passing through the thing, so it gets open there, but you have to reach it. And also, if you go too hard, you can go OB easily as well.
Hole 15, par 4, 165 meters. This is very windy. Okay, oops. And this is another very demanding hole. This is a par 4, but you have this first more open area, but as long as you reach those trees in the corner, you really have to be very precise with your lines and with the height of your shot.
Yeah, and as you can see, this huge tree that we have on the right, there is OB there, and this is the area that we so-called the disc swallower, and it really swallows your disc. I mean, I've lost one there and I couldn't find it. So yeah, pretty tough hole, I would say, but it gets way more open. I mean, where the drone is flying right now, and yeah. That one is pretty. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
You need distance in this course, which is quite long for the Spanish standards. This layout, but you also need some precision. And here we have the the basket, which is protected by this huge tree. So it's one of those holes where even making a par is very good for a run.
Whoever who didn't touch this tree, raise your hand, please.
Hole 16, par 4, 115 meters. It's curious, 115 meters par 4, but it's justified. It's very tough hole.
We're about to discover why.
Yeah, we have this double line, this double fairway made of cypresses, and it's very demanding. We have Amanda, so you have to go in the inside of this corridor, and you really need a lot of precision here.
Yeah, and actually I saw someone going in the left in the final round, and I think it's the game. I mean, because here you can go outside and then you don't have any path, but I mean, anyways, it's super tight. Yeah, and low ceiling as well. Yeah, you have everything in this hole.
We see those extreme winds that are shaking the drone, but of course fortunately, the competition was much better conditions. Hole 17, par 3, 74 meters. This is an island hole. We have that drop zone for the discs that don't reach the island, and it's quite a stock hazard. You should be able to make a birdie here.
Yeah, exactly. But let me tell you that it gets. I mean, look at this flag. There's wind there, so if you hyzer it and the wind changes, I mean, yeah, you can go out of the island pretty easily as well. But yeah, stock hyzer, as you said. This one is pretty easy, 17.
Yeah. And hole 18, the par 3, 85 meters, a slight downhill, and this is a very nice shot. I personally find that the game was playing some powerful skip shot on the right, a backhand, trying to skip on this grass and reach the basket, and avoiding that hazard area on the left and long.
Yeah, I mean, the game is going super hyzer, and because, okay, you have to assume that your disc will skip, because that happens here. There are like pine trees and those things on the ground that will make your disc to skip. So you need to place your shot on the right for it to, to a little bit absorb the impact of the skip and be the closest possible to the basket. Because all the left area is hazard. So if you go there, you don't want to do that.
Okay, Nelson, we have seen the whole competition layout of this Monte de Gozo course in Santiago de Compostela that is hosting the Jacobeo Open, this Spanish championship, and is working hard to try to increase its international relevance. Nelson, we really want to thank you for sharing your thoughts on this course.
You're more than welcome.
And we feel that this kind of courses are very much needed for, to share the, to spread the competition in other countries all along Europe.
Yes, exactly. Looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you very much, Nelson. See you soon.
See you soon, Calixto. See ya.
See ya. Bye.